Hey guys, so since today is literally New Year's Eve, I decided to film my 2016 favorite beauty products. So if you want to see what I like this year, please keep watching. Okay, so I didn't really know how to start this out, so I guess I'm just going to go in the order of how I would normally do my makeup in the morning or whenever you do your makeup. So to start off, I always cleanse with my Purity Made Simple by Philosophy. This is my absolute favorite facial cleanser. I have been using this for, I want to say 2 years, maybe 3. I only use about, this is a 12-ounce bottle. I only get this on Black Friday because it's on sale. Like I paid, last year this was 15 bucks. This year I bought a new one. It's in my drawer, but I think the year before it was only $10 for a 12-ounce bottle, which is a steal considering the 8-ounce bottle is like $23, $24. So yeah, this has lasted me like a year, I would say, over a year. I use it at least once a day, mostly twice, like in the morning and night. Sometimes I just use like makeup remover and just soap and water, but for the most part, this is what I use on a regular. It takes off my makeup really well, and I use it in conjunction with my Clairsonic Mia 3. I was one of those people that was totally against the Clairsonic. I don't know why. I was just a hater, I guess. I don't know. And I just never wanted one. And then I was given one, and it's amazing. It cleanses your face so well. Your skin, I mean, feels so soft. And with this and this, it's really good. They're amazing. Mine's is actually out of power right now, and my charger broke, so I just use it without it. And what I like to do is I take a little bit of this, literally like a pea size amount, really small, mix it with a little bit of water. I clean my face first to get off most of the makeup and stuff, and then when I want to use my Clairsonic, I pour a little bit of this onto the actual brush head, turn it on, and scrub my whole face, and it works so well. So for moisturizer, I go in between a couple of things. Sometimes I like a beauty oil, sometimes I like a cream. So this is what the bottle looks like. It is super pricey. I was given this. I did not pay for this. This was a gift from a family friend who completely forgot they had it, and the time to return it came and went. And you open it by twisting up the cap. This one gets stuck, which is so lame because this is literally like $100 and something. So this is where it comes out of. You just twist the cap and this little part comes up, and obviously the lotion comes out of there, or the face cream, and it smells like roses, which is amazing. That is actually part of the reason why it was given to me, because the person that owned it does not like that scent. I don't think I would repurchase this just because it is so pricey. If I was balling, I would get this. I usually put this on at night. I also put it on in the morning too when I wake up after I wash my face. But when you put it on at night and you sleep in it, your skin feels so soft and plump. Exactly what it says. As far as like body moisturizer, my favorite is the Josie Maran Whipped Argan Oil, and this is in the scent Vanilla Bean. It just looks like this. It's just whipped argan oil. It is so good. At first I just didn't think I would like it, but I now have two. I have this one, and I think the peach flavored one, or no, apricot, sorry. And these were given to me by my boyfriend's mom. She got a whole big set from like QVC or something, and so she gave me this one, and then later on she gave me the apricot. But this works so good. It moisturizes so well. I love to put this on my hands, especially in the winter time when I'm drier, and on my legs and my feet and my body. The only thing I hate is that this drives my dogs crazy. My dog will continuously lick me if I put this on at my boyfriend's house. His husky will continuously lick me because it smells so good and they can't help themselves. But other than that, it's amazing. So for eyebrows, I went in the beginning of the year from using pretty much exclusively powders to using brow pencils. And I have two favorites this year. The first being the NYX Micro Brow Pencil, specifically in the color Ash Brown. I also like it in taupe, but when my hair that is not dyed, you know, my natural hair, grows out. It is darker, so I like to use ash brown. Taupe is amazing as well. I also like taupe in the Anastasia, but I much prefer the NYX one because in my opinion it's cheaper, and I just like that it's more easier to apply. I feel like the Anastasia one is a little bit harder, which is not really what I like. And then the other one is the Stila Stay All Day Glide On, no, Precision Glide Brow Pencil, and this is in the shade Auburn. If I had it in a taupe, I am sure I would love it. I got this for my hair when I dyed it. I dyed it like an orangey red, and thankfully this was not orange at all. It is just your typical eyebrow pencil. It has the spoolie on one end, which has dog hair. Both of these are amazing. They go on well. The spoolies are amazing. I think I like the spoolie more on the NYX one just because it feels more firm for some reason, but I have been obsessed. Currently I have the Stila one right now, and I like these both a lot. For brow gel, I love the Anastasia Beverly Hills Clear Brow Gel. This stuff is just amazing. It is basically what it says, a clear brow gel. You just take it, comb it through your your brows, and they will be set all freaking days. So for concealers, I am going with concealers in this order because I usually, as primer for my eyelids, I use concealer mostly. My OG favorite concealer is the Maybelline Fit Me concealer in the shade 15 Fair. This has never failed me. I've been using this for years and years and years, and I absolutely love it. But yeah, it works amazingly well for under eye. That's usually what I use it for, and highlighting, and it's amazing. I use this probably for the first 4 or 5 months this year, and then I moved on to other stuff because it was wasting, and I had all these other concealers that I wanted to use. Next, I have the Tarte Shapetape concealers. I'm sure you've heard everyone and their mother talk about these. I have these shades Light and Fair. I like these both a lot. They don't really crease on me. The next concealer that I love this year is the Dermablend Smooth Liquid Camo Concealer in the shade Biscuit. This is the lightest shade I believe that they offer, and I thought that this was going to be too yellow and too dark for me, but it's actually amazing. I don't know how, but it's super, super brightening. It goes on really well. It blends out like a dream. I actually think I like this more than any of the other concealers that I mentioned today. It is amazing. I like the color. I like the consistency. I like how it blends. I need to get another one because this is completely done, and they have one of those like impossible stoppers that won't come out, even though I know that there's product down here and I need that. But anyways, I love this concealer. It's amazing. You should try it. So for face primers, I have a couple that I use interchangeably throughout the year. All of them are pretty much like pore minimizing primers, smoothing, blurring primers. You get the deal. So to start off, I have the Maybelline Baby Skin. It is clear. It is very silicone-y feeling. You don't need a lot of this. It feels amazing, and I feel like makeup just glides on it. It doesn't really fill in your pores, but it does minimize the appearance of them for sure. The next primer that I have is the Dr. Brandt's Pores No More Pore Refiner Primer. And this is what it looks like. It has a pump and it's just in a standard tube. This is definitely a pore filler. It is different from the Baby Skin because it is not as silicone-y feeling. Even though it is smooth, it does not feel greasy at all. Sometimes I feel like the Baby Skin can feel greasy if you put too much, but this feels amazing. And it's actually very thin in texture compared to the next primer that I have. The only thing that I find weird with it is the smell. Sometimes I feel like it smells like bug spray, and sometimes I like it. Sometimes I feel like it smells completely good. I don't know if anyone else gets that, but it smells like bug spray or something that I know. Anyways, I do like it. It does fill in my pores. It doesn't feel heavy. It doesn't feel greasy. So it's a plus. And then my last primer, which is probably my favorite out of the bunch, if I had to go like, oh, one primer that I wanted to use the whole year, it would probably be this, because I feel like it does what both of the other ones do. It smooths, it minimizes, and it fills in the pores, and that is the Benefit Porefessional. I feel like there are days when I like this less than I like the Dr. Brandt's Pores No More, but then there are days when I'm like, man, this is like the best thing ever. It does fill in your pores. If you use too much, I feel like it balls up or it looks really weird, but if you just put enough, I think it fills in very well. It goes on smooth. It does help to minimize your pores a lot. It fills in your pores. I wouldn't say that your skin looks completely like perfect and baby-like and oh my god, no pores on her. No, but it does the job and it works really well, and it's probably the one that I reach for the most. Moving on to foundation, I had a couple this year that were like my favorites for different reasons. So the first one I have to talk about is the L'Oreal True Match foundation, and I am in the shade N2, which is a neutral shade, which is classic ivory. It is my favorite drugstore foundation. I feel like it looks really well. The only thing I feel like I've noticed lately is that it doesn't cover as good as I feel like I remembered that it covered. But other than that, it does not make my skin look cakey. It goes on really well. If you use a good primer, it looks amazing. It stays throughout the day. It is cheap compared to the other ones that I have, you know, to show. So this would be my everyday foundation. The next foundation that I have is the It Cosmetics Your Skin But Better CC Cream in the shade Lights. I also have this in Fair, and I also have it in the illuminating version, which is a pinkish purple bottle, but I prefer the normal regular one. It is a pump, which is amazing, and it makes your skin seriously look so nice throughout the day. It is the foundation that I'm wearing now. The only thing that I feel like I have a problem with, so I like to use a foundation that sets pretty quick so I don't have to set it to just put like blush or contour, and this for me I feel like takes just a little long, but the color is also, I feel like, a teensy bit dark for me. Sometimes throughout the day I feel like it oxidizes. It just depends on the day for me. That's nothing that I really worry about, to be honest. It is an amazing foundation. It looks really well on the skin, especially with a beauty blender. Your skin literally does look like your own skin, just better. Like, the name suits it perfectly. And finally, for foundation, my favorite of the bunch is the Clinique Beyond Perfecting Foundation and Concealer. This is my baby. I love everything about it. It has that huge doe foot applicator, which I like to just dot on my face. The only problem that I have with this is the shade. It is a little, just a tiny bit dark. It doesn't look like it on camera, but in person, it either oxidizes or it just is a tiny bit darker, but it works really well. My favorite combo for like literally 6 months out of this year was mixing this in with the It Cosmetics CC cream, but I would use the shade Fair. I would mix them together and then apply it to my face with a brush or a beauty blender. I feel like both ways it looked really nice. The beauty blender is going to give you more of a flawless finish, I feel. I do like this one more for the coverage, but I do like this one more for the natural look. This one's a little bit more matte and this one is definitely more dewy. But together they are beautiful and I loved it. So for eyeliner, my favorite by far this year was the Inglot AMC Gel Eyeliner in the number 77. I'm sure a lot of people have talked about this. It is amazing. I have used quite a bit of it. It is amazing. It is waterproof, transfer proof, black smudge proof. It is the blackest matte eyeliner that I've ever used. Mine is a little dry now since I use it literally so much and for everything. I love it. So I would recommend getting the Inglot Durline drops. It's a little dropper and I literally don't even pump it. Hold it over the Inglot liner and I put one drop in and it'll turn your dry, kind of hard liner into smooth, creamy liner. This is the liner that I have today with the Durline drops and it is my baby, my favorite. So glad I found this. For my waterline, I prefer usually just black eyeliner. And my go-to throughout this year was the Urban Decay 24/7 Glide On Eye Pencil in the shade Perversion. This is super creamy, super black. It stays on my waterline fairly well. I also really like the NYX Treasury eyeliners. I have a brown one with me. The black one was done, so I tossed it like a month ago. I haven't bought a new one because I've been just using Perversion, but it is great. So for bronzing and contouring, my favorite product has been the e.l.f. contour palette. My mirror is broken. I try to make it look fancy. And this is what it looks like. As you can see, it is well loved. This one fell and completely broke. I didn't use it though, really. The bronzing shade fell and broke a little bit too, and I used most of the highlight shade, and I have just hit pan on the contour shade. But this is like $6 at Target, I believe. I think now you can get it at Walmart. It is really good. I like it. I never really found a contour shade that I liked until I found this one. I do like some in like the Anastasia Fair palette, but this is inexpensive and I use it every time I bronze or highlight if I choose to. Next, I have the L'Oreal Baked Sculpting Bronzer and Highlighter Palette. I use this. It is very well loved. I use this because this highlight shade in this, it's like I don't think you can tell, but it had 3 shades, like a lighter shade, a darker shade, and a highlight color. This highlight is amazing. I don't know if you can see that with this cell phone camera, but it is freaking good. This bronzer side is actually really nice. If you mix the two together, you get something that isn't quite as orangey as a lot of bronzers. For my favorite blushes this year, I have a couple to choose from. So the first is the Loreal Pro Powdered Cheek Stain in the shade Rosy Glow. This color is the perfect, I just came out of the snow flush. I don't know if you know what that looks like, but when I used to live in New York and you would play outside all day, you would come inside and your cheeks would be flushed. That is exactly what this looks like. When I first saw this in the pan, I was like, it might be too dark, you know, whatever. It has shimmer in it, but that really doesn't pick up, I feel like. It is literally winter in like powder form. If you want to look like you just went through the snow, pop on some Rosy Glow. It's amazing. And lastly, for blushes, I want to talk about these two right here that I got at the Southern Women's Show when it came back in September. These were sold in palette form, pretty freaking expensive, but they had a bunch of singles that you could buy, like that they were getting rid of, and these were literally $2 each. They're pretty big. They're bigger than like a standard like MAC shadow or something. The woman at the booth told me these were pressed minerals, I believe. I am not 100% sure. I wish I knew the names of them. I know individually they sell in their catalog for about $30 something. I'm not really sure. They are claimed to be shatterproof if you drop them. I will say that I have dropped the palette that these are in many times, and this one's kind of chipped a tiny bit since September, but I've dropped it quite a few times and it so looks great. I love to mix these two together to get kind of like my perfect blush shade. That is what I did today for my blush. They are very soft and almost powder-like when you feel it. Like it has like a baby powder kind of feel. I don't know how else to explain it, but they are super pigmented. This is the first one, and like that. This is the second one that is like the brown. You literally need the tiniest amount on your brush of these, and that is how pigmented they are. So for mascara, I have two, and the first is the Maybelline Lash Sensational. This is my favorite drugstore mascara, probably my favorite mascara in general, but I say drugstore because the other one that I really like is high-end. This is amazing. I feel like it's really good at separating my lashes. I feel like it gives it good enough volume. This is in the shade Black is Black, I believe. I can't see, it's too small. But it works really well. I've been using this for a couple of years now, and I really like it. And then the other mascara that I love is the Pure Fully Charged Mascara. This is obviously just a small sample size, but I really want to get the full size. I love everything about this. I love the wand. I love the formula. I love how it makes my lashes look. I have really been enjoying the NYX lip lingeries. I have quite a few of them, but these are my 3 favorite colors. So you have Exotic, Embellishment, and Honeymoon. Out of the 3, I would say I wear Honeymoon the most. I just like the way it looks. It's like a brown, but I do love the other 2. These are really inexpensive. I think they're like $7, and they last pretty well on my lips. I don't mind reapplying them because they are inexpensive, but I don't feel like I have to frequently. I really like them, and I think you get your money's worth with these. My next liquid lipsticks are my favorite, and they are the Stila Stay All Day liquid lipsticks. I have them in the shade Rico, Caramello, and Baki. I don't know if it's Baki or Bachi, but these are my 3 absolute favorite shades. I also am obsessed with the shade Fiery in this line. These are definitely the three that I wear the most. My favorite out of all of them is Caramello. I feel like it is the perfect nude for me. This color Rico is a really pretty darker red. I tend to like the darker reds over the brighter reds. The color that I'm wearing on my lips right now is the shade Bocce or Baki or Bossy. I don't know how you say it, but it is this shade right here. It does dry darker on your lips than on the tube, but it is still a beautiful color. I really like it. So moving on to the best part, eyeshadow is probably my absolute favorite makeup product. I live for eyeshadow. I have quite a few eyeshadow palettes. I'm going to go through a couple of my favorites. The next palette is the BH Cosmetics Carly Bible palette, and I was kind of late to the trend. I didn't think I needed this or wanted this. I like BH Cosmetics a lot, and I do like to order from them. They have really nice foundation that is like $3 when it's on sale. But bro, can we talk about flat rate shipping? It is unbelievable. You're paying $8 for a $3 foundation. Like, what if I only want that foundation? Another video. My Ulta carried this for a very limited time, and I decided to get it. I absolutely love these top 3 shades right here. Those are my most used shades. My main favorite thing out of this whole palette is this highlighter. BH Cosmetics seriously needs to make this into a permanent highlighter. This shade is beautiful. It is the highlight that I have around right now. It is what is in my inner corners and on my nose. It's everywhere. I love to douse it all over. So lastly, this is without a doubt my absolute favorite palette that I used this year. My boyfriend bought me this palette last year as a gift in about, I want to say October, and I have literally used it every single day in one way, shape, or form. And that is the Anastasia Shadow Couture palette. And this is what it looks like. It is beautiful. If you were to ask me what's your favorite eyeshadow of the year, it would 100% be Morocco by Anastasia. I need to get this in a full size. It is my favorite crease shade, is what I have in my crease right now. It is the only thing besides Soft Peach that I have in my crease. It is beautiful. I love this with a brown smoky eye, with a regular eye, with anything, with just mascara. It is my favorite eyeshadow. This black shade Noir is the blackest black that I own. You literally have to use the tiniest bit amount to get great payoff. And I've hit pan on this color Chic because at one time I was literally using it as highlight for my face. But my beloved Morocco will hit pan soon and I am going to be depressed. But luckily all of these shades are permanent, I believe, and available in full sizes from Anastasia's website. But this has been literally the palette of my life. I use this in conjunction with all the palettes that I mentioned today, and by itself, and with anything. That shade Morocco is my life. I wasn't about warm colors really until Morocco, until this palette came into my life, and now I'm obsessed. So that's it, guys. Those are my 2016 favorites. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope the video wasn't too long and too boring. Let me know down below what your favorite products of the year were, and I hope to see you in my next video. I hope that you all have a happy New Year's Eve and a great 2017.